My Meemaw passed away last April. Although it was a very difficult and trying time for me and my family, we realized that it was a celebration and remembrance of her life. She is one of the most influential people to ever come into my life. She taught me many things and sayings that she said, but one thing I will never forget that she said before I would leave her house was, "Be careful and be sweet." I always heard it and never really understood it. I just let it go in one ear and right out the other. But now I realize why she always said it. The first thing was be careful. If you ever met my Meemaw, you would quickly find out that she was a cautious and careful person. You know, we would always get together as a family, everyone, for Christmas, Thanksgiving, holidays like that. And before anyone would leave, she would say, "Be careful. Watch out. Be careful on the streets," or when you're driving home, make sure you're going the speed limit. You know, she was one of those ladies who would go 5 miles per hour under the speed limit. She was always being careful. Especially, I really understood what she was saying because I played football. And she didn't really like that idea. She was always reading newspaper articles and newspaper clippings about concussions. And every time I would see her, she'd hand me those articles and say, "Now Carson, I need you to read this carefully. Make a decision about football and always be careful." And I always laughed it off, but I realized that she was just looking out for me and my well-being. The next thing she said was be sweet. The word sweet basically defines my Meemaw. She was one of the most kind and thoughtful people you would ever meet. She was one of those people that would sit by someone that was sitting alone in the lunchroom. She always had others' interests ahead of her own, especially her family's. She always did the little things that would just make you have a grin on your face and always make you smile. She had 16 grandchildren, and on a very small calendar in her room, she had all of our birthdays lined up in the calendar. And every time somebody's birthday would come up, she would send them some money. Now, although that doesn't seem like much, I always thought that it was a kind gesture of her just thinking about us and trying to show us an example of being sweet. The final thing I would like to talk about my Meemaw is her love and compassion. She knows love because she was married to my pawpaw for 51 years. 50 years of marriage is already a great feat, but when you're married to a crazy person like my pawpaw, it makes it even more incredible. But on a serious note, she always took care of me in times of need and even showed me how to have compassion. Even when I was getting in trouble by her, she would finish by saying, "I will always love you no matter what you do." In conclusion, I hope that in this short time that my Meemaw's life has inspired at least one of you to be careful and sweet while also being loving and compassionate. Thank you for your time.